Listen carefully, because what I'm about to tell you will sting. There are people walking on this planet right now who are not smarter than you, not richer than you, not even more talented than you, yet somehow they stay 2 steps ahead while everyone else struggles to understand how they keep winning. And here's the part nobody wants to hear. It's not an accident. It's not fate. It's not luck. They are following laws, silent, ruthless, psychological laws that the rest of the world never learns. If you've ever felt like people underestimate you, if you've ever felt like your potential is being wasted, if you've ever wondered why others rise while you stay stuck in place, then pay attention. Because after this video, you will never look at power, people, or yourself the same way again. Machiavelli understood a truth that most people fear. Power is not given, power is taken. And the ones who take it, they don't wait, they don't ask, they don't hope. They use the laws you're about to learn. These 7 ruthless laws are the secret strategies that keep geniuses above everyone else. They let you control outcomes, shape people, guide perceptions, and move through the world with quiet dominance. Some people will hate these laws, some will deny them. Some will pretend they're too nice or too moral to use them. But guess what? They're already being used on them. Right now. By bosses, by competitors, by strangers, by every powerful person who understands how the game is actually played. Today, you stop being the target. Today, you learn how the game works. And once you learn these laws, you can never unlearn them. Before we start, I want you to write this affirmation in the comments. Power begins in the mind. That is your affirmation. Because the moment your mind changes, everything changes. Now take a breath. Ready yourself. Because the first law hits harder than all the others. Law 1. Limited option control. Control the options, not the choice. If you truly want to understand power, start here. This law is the backbone of every genius-level strategist. It is quiet, subtle, and nearly invisible, until you recognize it everywhere. Most people think control means force. They think power comes from pressure, threats, arguments, or dominance. But geniuses, they know you don't need to force anyone when you can shape the environment that surrounds them. You don't limit people. You limit the options they can choose from. That's the secret. A smart ruler never says, "Do what I want." He says, "Here are your choices," knowing every single one leads exactly where he planned. It feels like freedom. It looks like autonomy, but it's engineered from the start. Imagine handing someone 2 keys. They feel powerful because they get to pick the key. But both keys unlock your door. That's how quiet dominance works. Parents do it to children. Leaders do it to followers. Companies do it to customers. And powerful people do it to the world. If you want something done, never ask, "Will you do this?" Instead ask, "Do you want to do it now or later?" Should we go with Plan A or Plan B? Which version do you prefer? Every path leads to the outcome you already decided. This creates psychological comfort. People feel involved, they feel respected, they feel in control. But in reality, you built the cage, they only picked the corner. Machiavelli once said, "The best way to control a decision is to control the choices." He knew humans will fight commands, but they rarely resist curated freedom. This law works because the human mind hates uncertainty. When someone presents a clean set of options, the fear of the unknown disappears. They choose faster, they feel safe, and because they chose, they don't resist the outcome. Geniuses use this law everywhere. In negotiation, they offer 2 deals, both profitable to them. In leadership, they guide teams with structured paths instead of open chaos. In conflict, they give opponents choices that drain their power, no matter what. The beauty of this law is its subtlety. No pressure, no confrontation, just intelligent design. If you want to rise above others, stop trying to control people directly. Control the landscape they make choices in. Shape the frame. Guide the path. Manage the alternatives. Let them choose freely, but only from the world you created. Because here's the truth. People defend their decisions, even if the decision was engineered for them. That means once they choose your option, they stand behind it. They reinforce it. They protect it. You gain compliance without resistance and loyalty without force. This is why geniuses stay ahead. It's not because they manipulate aggressively. It's because they design choices strategically. Remember this. The one who defines the options controls the outcome. Now, I want you to drop this affirmation in the comments. I control the choices. Law 2. Play to people's fantasies. Sell the dream, not the truth. There's a reason the most powerful people in history understood human fantasy better than human logic. Because logic doesn't move crowds. Logic doesn't inspire loyalty. Logic doesn't build influence. But fantasy? Fantasy rules the human mind. People are driven by hopes, desires, fears, illusions, and dreams they barely admit to themselves. Every person alive carries a secret vision of who they wish they were, how they wish life looked, how they want others to see them. And the genius understands this. He doesn't fight reality. He decorates it. He doesn't preach truth. He packages dreams. He doesn't sell facts. He sells feelings. Because feelings make people move. Here's the truth most never accept. People don't want the raw world. They want the world softened, polished, and shaped in a way that gives them hope. Machiavelli once said, "Men are driven more by appearance than by reality," and nothing has changed since his time. Look around you. Advertisements convince you you're special. Politicians promise paradise. Influencers paint perfect lives. Businesses promise success without suffering. It's all fantasy, and people eat it up, not because they're foolish, but because fantasy gives emotional relief from a painful world. It lets them escape. It lets them feel important. It lets them imagine a better version of themselves. When you learn this law, you stop wasting time trying to wake people up. You stop giving them brutal honesty. You stop trying to be the hero of truth. Truth is heavy. Fantasy is light. And when you offer people something light, they follow effortlessly. Here's how geniuses play to fantasy. They identify emotional hunger. Some want status. Some want praise. Some want comfort. Some want adventure. Some want validation. Some want meaning. Then they speak directly to that hunger. Not with complicated ideas, but with vivid images. You can rise. You can win. You can escape. You can become who you were meant to be. It doesn't matter if the dream has edges of reality or illusion. What matters is how it feels. Fantasy draws people in. Truth pushes people away. That's why prophets, leaders, business icons, and creative thinkers all use this law. They create symbols, stories, and visions that ignite emotion. Consider this. People don't follow the best plan. They follow the best story. They don't want reality. They want meaning wrapped in emotion. The genius understands he doesn't have to lie. He only has to illuminate the most inspiring version of the truth. Fantasy is not deception. It's emotional strategy. When you talk to people's fantasies, you bypass their defenses. You bypass their doubts. You bypass their logic. And you speak directly to their heart. That is influence. Remember, the world will always choose what feels good over what is real. Now drop this affirmation in the comments. I speak to desire. Law 3. Discover each person's thumbscrew. Find their weakness. Everyone has a button. You just need to find it. If you want real power, stop watching what people say and start watching what makes them react. Because beneath every confident smile, every loud voice, every calm expression, every controlled posture, there is always a hidden pressure point, a fear, a shame, a desire, an insecurity, a wound, a craving, a soft spot they protect with their whole personality. And the genius knows this. To influence someone, you don't push them, you press the right button. Human behavior is not random. It is always driven by an emotional core. And when you find that core, you gain leverage no force can match. Machiavelli once said, "To command others, one must first understand what commands them." This is the heart of this law. You don't discover a person's thumbscrew by asking. You discover it by observing. Watch what topics make them defensive. Watch what compliments light their face up. Watch what insults trigger rage. Watch what silence makes them uncomfortable. Watch what they brag about. Watch what they avoid. Watch what they fear losing. People reveal